Hi guys, and happy Wednesday. It is your favorite day of the week. I am your host Priscilla Moy, and we are here live in studio from the most amazing city in the United States, Las Vegas, Nevada. We are Social Media Shows Network, and we are always coming to you live every Wednesday with this amazing show, The Hot Seat. Again, I'm going to repeat my name. My name is Priscilla Moy, and as you know, every Wednesday we come here with the most talented, most beautiful people that make Las Vegas what it is. We are filled with entrepreneurs, performers, dancers, singers, actors, filmmakers, fashion people, everything that you can think of, because we are a city that is made full of opportunity. So I try to get at least 2 to 3 guests every week to come and sit here and tell you their story. The Hot Seat is made for people who are dreamers, people who are aiming for the skies and have an amazing story to tell, because they are here doing what they do best in the amazing city and making Las Vegas bigger and better every single day. So, as always, today is not going to be a boring episode. I always come to you guys with such amazing people, new and fresh faces that we may or may not have seen on social media network. Some people today you will have seen on other shows, but it's going to be their first time sitting here in this chair on the hot seat. And I am so excited to introduce them to you. So make sure to stay tuned after the break, because we are going to jump right into it. So don't go anywhere.
We know. We hear it every home in the all-time low. It's a seller's market, and cash buyers have the advantage. Recently, cash buyers made up more than a quarter of all home purchases. So, how do you compete with cash buyers and win? By becoming a cash buyer yourself. How do you do that? With New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program. Here's how it works. Buyer Accepted LLC, an affiliated company of New American Funding, will buy your new home with cash and sell it back to you for the original purchase price, plus a service fee that can be added to the purchase price of the home once you secure mortgage financing with New American Funding. This turns you into a cash buyer and helps you win the bidding war. And the best part? You don't need to sell your current home first. Don't miss this opportunity to buy your dream home. Call New American Funding today or visit newamericanfunding.com to learn more about becoming a cash buyer and winning the...
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat with Priscilla. So we are going to jump right into our first guest. She is a singer, she is a beauty queen, and she has her own business, and she's also a TV host and radio broadcaster. And she is not new to Social Media Shows Network, but she is going to be new to the Hot Seat, and it is my first time meeting her, and I cannot wait to introduce you guys, all of my beautiful viewers. Please welcome Michaela Dakanai. Hi, you're so beautiful. How are you? Please take a seat. Love the red. Amazing. And I love your hair. It's so beautiful.
I love all this. I don't know what all this is, but I love it.
At least we're kind of matching, you know, the pink and the red. All for it. So first off, thank you for coming.
Yes,
I
thank you for
know
having me.
this is not your first time at Social Media Shows Network, and obviously not your first time being interviewed on any show, correct? Like, you have your own show, you've been on, like, radio stations, you've done a lot of things. I've researched you.
Thanks.
So you're obviously, you're Filipino, correct?
Yes.
So you're here representing the Asian population, which I absolutely love. I need more of these types of people on the show. So where are you from originally?
So I was born in San Jose,
Okay.
Bay Area. Grew up here in Vegas. Left to Reno in 2017, and now I'm back.
Yeah, so you've always kind of, you've been in the spotlight a little bit. I'm part of also having a business side, because you do own your own consulting, what I call agency, business, something like that. What really sparked you to kind of jump into the world of entertainment?
So I actually never even thought about the world of entertainment. It's just kind of like came out for me. So I've been singing actually since I was little. Like, I've always been involved in choir. I've always been involved in like drama club ever since like I was in elementary school. But just recently I joined a beauty pageant, and they had like a talent portion. All I knew was about singing, so
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's just give this a shot. I didn't know it was actually going to bring me somewhere, but I did that. Somebody reached out to me because they needed like performers for different restaurants and different events here in Vegas, and then now I'm like singing at different areas in Vegas and different events. So that's how it all happened.
Yeah, so it was meant to be, basically, then.
Ooh,
because
meant to be.
it was. I mean, here you are, and like I did say in the beginning, like a lot of people come here and they have a dream and they just go for it because Vegas is full of opportunities.
Yes.
And do you feel that Vegas was a great move for you?
It was, because I didn't think, so I don't know what you guys watched from the other show I've been on here, but I'll go ahead and give some brief story of like my little story of how everything happened. So me coming here to Vegas, I really did not think I was gonna come back to Vegas.
Mhm.
That wasn't the plan. I didn't want to. But the pandemic happened, so I was like, okay, the world's gonna fall apart. I want to be with my family, so I came here. And I think the best place is Vegas when it comes to the entertainment world, and like Los Angeles and New York. But over here, it's like the opportunities is really endless. Everything is entertainment, it's tourism, it's hospitality. So there's just a lot of opportunities. It's like you perform once, and then next thing you know, there's always connections. People's gonna wanna reach out to you, get in touch with you, and then things just start rolling from there.
Yeah, so it ended up being amazing. Because a lot of people, I ask that question, is they come here and it always starts with they're unsure, right? Because Vegas has a stigma of what it's known for.
Yeah.
And they either like it or they don't, because Vegas is small enough where it will spit you out if like, it doesn't work for you. But there's so much that you could possibly do. And so what about, singing and music kind of drew you to showcasing it?
Well, so actually I've been singing since, I want to say 11, like on a stage. But I started actually in church, so that was like my ministry. I was doing dance and singing and playing the piano. But like I said, you guys, I'm Filipino, okay? Nobody ever tells you you're gonna go big and then you're gonna go sing, you're gonna be a superstar. Like, nobody ever tells you that, okay? Actually, I started going to school for nursing, like a typical Filipino thing. You go to school for nursing, and my family didn't really like that idea that I changed to business. So my head was not in entertainment at all, you guys. It was like straight school and go get a job, Michaela. And even until today, like singing, to be honest, I feel like I'm not really trying to turn this into a career, but it kind of just started filling up my schedule with different singing gigs. So I can't really, I feel bad for saying that, but I guess I didn't really go in this thinking I was gonna like make music into like a reality and make money off of it and put this as like a priority on my schedule. But then it happened, and I enjoy it. Like, it's weird. Like, I feel like singing is just more like a hobby for me, and then now it's like something else. So
I mean, it's kind of good though.
It's fun though.
A lot of singers would kind of want to have those opportunities that you're getting. So I mean, you're obviously talented enough, and people love you, and to be seen, and people want to interview you, talk about it. Obviously, I mean, that's great.
Thank you.
Right? I mean, you're not shy in front of the camera, obviously. So I guess like you're like, hey, if this is good, I'm gonna go with the flow. And how? Because that was another thing you kind of beat me to it. Like, how does your family view this other life that you're kind of having? Are they supportive?
That's so funny. So my family's very, very supportive. They're very supportive, but there's like another side where they're like, Michaela, this isn't gonna last forever. Michaela, eventually your looks and your talents is not gonna be hot anymore. So I was like, I know, and they're like, you have to get a degree, you have to finish your school. So there's that part. Sometimes I'm like, it's not my looks that I'm depending on. It's not, like, I wish that sometimes other people sees, like, I'm not just partying out here. I'm not just, like, taking photos and stuff. Like, there's more to it, and
there's more to you as a person.
Yeah, you guys, hello, there's more to
all
I
mean,
this,
apart from the singing side, you have the business side, but you're aware. And a lot of people aren't aware that, like, of different things, of who they are and where they want to be and how to place themselves in the world, which is very important, which is why you're sitting here. So you're trying to get to know Michaela, right? Well, that's amazing. You. So you also have a segment on, I think, PHLV, which is a radio station. It's called TMI.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
girl.
Yeah, girl.
You did your research. Thank you.
We all know. I think my viewers at this point, they're just like, oh, all the guests are always shocked. But anyways, I listened to a lot of it, and you talk about a lot of different things. I remember I watched one where you're talking about love and stuff like that. So tell me about how TMI came to be and what PHLV really is, so if people don't know.
Snap. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So TMI. So actually, a long, long time ago. So everything really started like in the entertainment world, where the entertainment world became like a priority, I guess, to me, is after the pageant. So that's when it all began. But when I was in a pageant, actually one of the producers, they reached out to me from PHLV Radio that they just wanted to bring me in as as just a special guest. But I didn't know that they want to actually like offer me a show. So I'm like super new to this. I was like, okay, I'm just saying yes to whatever. Because during that time I was doing like a bunch of appearances for the pageant. So I thought it was just an interview, but I didn't know they actually wanted to get me involved and have that. So actually, they wanted somebody that's in the younger Filipino American community. So they got me to jump on that because mostly it's like the adults that they're like getting the audience grabbed on. So they got me for the Phil-Am. What are you, Filipino?
I'm Chinese.
Oh, you guys, I'm Filipino and Chinese.
Oh, okay, period. There we go.
So there's that. They got me involved in that, and since they wanted like the younger crowd, they wanted some acronyms, like they wanted OMG as a show. But I wanted to do. It's supposed to be like behind the scenes, but it was supposed to be spelled like behind my scenes, like spelled like Michaela, so people could see like the things I do behind like the shows and like the events that I do. But anyways, we ended up going with TMI. So the reason I chose TMI, I didn't have that much time, but I wanted to be creative and had an acronym with my name in it. Yeah. Anyways, it didn't work out. So we ended up going with TMI, and I love it just because I'm very vocal, and if I want to get into like the entertainment industry, I want to be able to offer something. Then I feel like everything on social media, everything that I see in like that's all these people that's coming out, like no offense, but it's nothing original. Like you guys are saying the same things. All of the reels on social media, they're all the same audio. You guys all have the same emotions. You guys all have the same like rants and stuff. Like I want to offer something where people could actually learn and like offer different point of views. So TMI allowed me to do that, to speak my opinion, because my opinions are also like, I get into a lot of trouble because of my opinions. So the show allows me to have like a safe place to have other people come in with their opinions, and we could talk about stuff that not a lot of people talks about. So that's how TMI happened. It's on PHLV Radio, and it is Nevada's largest Filipino broadcast. So
that's amazing, though. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations.
Thanks.
But that's amazing because I think we need more of like Asians really starting to speak up.
Yes.
That's a big thing that I'm on, because I think that especially when you enter the entertainment world, you see a lot of things that are unjust. And you go through a lot of respect, as also being an Asian woman in entertainment. It's different. And no one really speaks up in our community, no matter what level you are, because they just want to, oh my God, I fear that if I say something, I'm not going to get hired, no one's going to want me. But at the end of the day, you have to know that maybe that is what's going to hinder you. And then you're not really going to make a change for later on and for future generations,
I agree.
And now that we're being more seen, those stereotypes of us and like what our opinions should be and how we should act kind of should be. If you are like that, that's fine, but I would rather have it be genuine. Right? Where if it's genuine, then like do you. But if you're not and you're doing it for the mass, then that's when I kind of am like,
Yes.
yeah.
I think that's not just like for the Filipino community. I think that's just anybody who's coming into the entertainment industry. Because I know for me, when I came into all of it, it was really new. Like this is different from a 9-to-5 job. Like you don't really know who you're working with. You don't know like how should I come about. You know what I'm saying? How should I carry myself? How should I dress? What type of attitude should I be?
Right.
Is me giving too much of my personality, is that too personal? Is that not professional enough? So stuff like that. Because like if you go to a job, at least you know like your place. Like, hey, this is a job. gonna keep it professional. It doesn't matter if I give my little personal life story or whatever. But when I got into this, I'm gonna say like you look up to the people that's already doing it, and I guess in your head you're thinking, okay, this is the way I should follow. This is the type of attitude I should have. These are the people I should affiliate with. Like you would hear people say, oh, you shouldn't affiliate with that brand, or you shouldn't affiliate with this, or those people are scammers, or it's gonna mess up your reputation. So you hear all these different things, and it does like interfere with how you move, being like self-employed or being as a performer. But it's true what you said, like you just have to be genuine, right? So for example, if you're working with somebody, a producer, and somebody else is saying, oh, well, don't trust them, or it's going to ruin your reputation, or it's going to ruin your career, you kind of have to like think for yourself. Like you have to be genuine, like you said, be wise, be smart, don't be judgmental, but also like, okay, let's give this a shot. If it doesn't work out, at least we gave it a shot, and we didn't just base it off what other people says about them. Because you even said earlier, Vegas is such a small community. I'm telling you, it's like if one person has an idea about you, next thing you know, all these other people has the same idea about you. So I think it just comes down to character. Like these are things you should be practicing, even like behind closed doors, in front of everybody, because that's how it's gonna either make you or break you in your career or whatever else you do.
Yeah, it's like that, and then also having good intuition, because that once you're involved in it, you'll know the vibe and whether or not you would have even gone down that path, or like trust just based on vibes. So anyone could say anything about anyone in this room, but like in my mind, I go based on energy and intuition, and trust me, like when something's off, you know. But I've been in this industry for like almost 14 years now. So I've literally, I can feel it, I can smell it. So, but that's what people
Girl, what
lack.
it smell like? Let me smell it too. I want to know how it smells.
But that's great though, because to you, you're like, oh my God, it's a hobby. So you're like, whatever, right? You know, so that's good, but at the same time, I could tell that you're smart, so you know if you're going to get yourself in danger. I mean, you have that mindset, maybe the Asian mindset, we're like known to observe, right? And we're watching, and we're like, all that stuff. But that's amazing, though. So do you have an inspiration to what kind of music that you genuinely like to sing, listen to?
I love R&B. I love old school music. I always listen to gospel, but yeah, and sometimes I'd be listening to, some country, a little cowgirl, boots on, but yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you mostly sing all of those things. Now, where have you performed? Are these places kind of steady, or do they just random all the time, or do you repeat?
So, I've been performing sometimes at, like, private events at, like, Orleans. I'm trying to think what other casino, Sunset, just different casinos here in Vegas. Those are just for like private events, but for public events, I've been singing at a few restaurants. So Angara, and then they just opened up. Today's actually the soft opening for. So that's why I'm also extra dressed up, because I'm gonna sing later. So at India House, it's located in Spring Mountain, and then those are the main focuses right now, and I'm singing every single Wednesday, so
that's cool. So it's pretty steady.
Yeah, so it's pretty steady.
Yeah. And so all of this started because you decided to do a pageant. Now, do you still do pageants? Is that something that you also are still looking into, or competing, things like that?
As of right now, no. I just feel like whatever's given to me, I just want to try it, and then we'll see where it goes. But it's not really like my goal to compete and take pageantry as like my career, my thing type of thing, but I'll go ahead and do it again, but maybe not right now.
I know it's very time consuming. The girls are very 100% in on it. Like there's training, there's practicing, they hire people to help coach them. Like it's rough. I'm like, that is not the world for me. You know what I mean? Like, but you beautiful hair, obviously you have the smile for it. And obviously you're out here trying to advocate for many different things and speak your mind, which is what I feel would make a perfect beauty queen, because that's what they are, right? Like they go out here, they give back, and they're also trying to inspire and enlighten other people to be, I don't know, give back, be better, right?
Yes.
So before we go, there's a question that I always ask my guests, because it kind of sums up who they are as a person. And so my question for you is, like, is there a philosophy that you live by?
A philosophy, I would say always humble yourself before God. So if you're trying to win for yourself, whenever you move in like selfishness, it's gonna fall apart. Even if it feels good right now, something's gonna happen later. So just always humble yourself before God, and that's what I live by. Well, I try to live by. Okay, don't try to test me, because something like
That's a little different though, because we all have our edges. Like, don't think I'm too soft, right? But at the same time, that's great though, because then you value the people around you, you value those, and you also value yourself and give yourself self-respect. But at the same time, know that you're going to be kind to other people, which is great. That is her whole energy, and it's amazing. So you are going to be performing for us after the break. What are you going to be singing for us?
Open Arms.
Okay, so make sure, guys, Michaela Dakanai, I did say that right,
yes,
right?
You did.
She is here at the hot seat. I am so honored to have you. Congratulations with everything that you're doing. I love multifaceted people, especially multifaceted AAPI.
Woo!
Yes, yes, we need more.
Yes.
And so thank you so much for being here in studio and being on my show. It was an honor. So you guys make sure to check her out. Keep up to date. Tell them your handles, your info, stuff like that.
So you guys can find me on Instagram. It's MAIEKAYLA. Facebook is Michaela, whatever I just spelled. And then Dakanai is DACANAY. And then you guys could email me at mddsconsulting@gmail.com.
Perfect. So make sure to watch what she's doing, support her, grow with her, and if you're a host and you want to have her on your show, then make sure to reach out to her. But stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. She is going to be singing Open Arms when we come back. You don't want to miss it.
I can already feel you judging me, and not for what I've done in the past, but for what I'm about to do. I had what mattered, and I got careless. Like, I don't deserve more. I don't deserve sympathy. I don't deserve to be here.
Where the hell are you? Why aren't you answering your phone?
Jenna! What is the matter with you?
Someone once told me, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you're somebody's shot of whiskey.
Excuse me, ma'am. My car ran out of gas and I left my wallet at home. Could you please spare a couple dollars so I can refuel my vehicle?
I literally have nothing.
What's it gonna take to get you to join the program?
Get back, dog! If Jesus wanted you to have a dog, he would have blessed you with a bowl and a leash now, wouldn't he?
I can already feel you judging me, and not for what I've done in the past, but for what I'm about to do. I had what mattered, and I got careless. Like, I don't deserve more. I don't deserve...
Lying beside you here in the dark, feeling your heartbeat through mine, and softly you whisper, you're so sincere. How could our love be so blind? We said all together, leave it apart, and here you are by my side. So now I
break for our next guest. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across social media platforms. We produce over 70 shows with over 1,000 episodes. In the process, we've helped over 100 creators realize their dreams and start their own show. We give platforms to promote your business. If you are an artist, if you have an event, if you are entrepreneurs, or if you have a story. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe and follow us on major social media platforms. And if you have a great idea of a show, join us. Social media shows can help you produce and live stream your own show. Let us help you make your dream become a reality.
Trying to buy a home these days is tough. We know. We hear it every day. Home inventory is at an all-time low. It's a seller's market, and cash buyers have the advantage. Recently, cash buyers made up more than a quarter of all home purchases. So, how do you compete with cash buyers and win? By becoming a cash buyer yourself. How do you do that? With New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program. Here's how it works. Buyer Accepted LLC, an affiliated company of New American Funding, will buy your new home with cash and sell it back to you for the original purchase price, plus a service fee that can be added to the purchase price of the home once you secure mortgage financing with New American Funding. This turns you into a cash buyer and helps you win the bidding war. And the best part? You don't need to sell your current home first. Don't miss this opportunity to buy your dream home. Call New American Funding today or visit newamericanfunding.com to learn more about becoming a cash buyer and winning the bidding war.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat. I am your host Priscilla Moy, and we are on to our next guest. Another person who is not new to Social Media Shows Network, and he happens to also be another Asian. So this episode is just turning out to be Asian persuasion, all of it. We're here supporting all of our AAPI people here at Social Media Shows Network. Is everything that I stand for, so I love it. I love connecting with everyone because we also can connect on a different level that we can show our viewers, especially when they're also in entertainment. So this actor, you probably have seen him everywhere. Even when I look up movies, he happens to be on the screen, and I'm like, no way is that him. But he has done so much. He used to live here, but he's now in LA, so I'm catching him on a week that he is in town. He's done so much. He did study musical theater. He has a long list of performing, entertainment, acting, dance, all of the above. Everyone, please welcome the amazing Paul Gunn. Yes, hello, welcome. You look amazing. Nice to see you. Please take a seat on the hot seat.
Hi, buddy.
Everyone,
Can you see
Paul
me?
Gunn. You probably are just like,
I
oh,
can't
that
see
guy,
him.
him. We know him.
Oh, I hate that guy. Don't ever work with him. He's totally unprofessional. never shows up on time, never has his homework done.
Yeah, so weird for an Asian guy, right? Because it's completely opposite.
We're kind of overachievers.
Yeah,
I think,
which is why we're here to thrive, and we're here. That's why you're sitting here.
It's a good time.
Yes.
to,
So amazing. This is the first time you're on my show in particular. We've met working together, but we've also bumped into each other at movie premieres out in LA and stuff like that. But finally, I get to have him here because he's out here filming.
Oh my
I'm
God!
like, yes.
You read all that stuff that I wrote?
Listen, I already be knowing. I
Oh my
research
God,
everybody.
okay.
Overachiever, Asian, right here. But you're originally from Thailand, right? Are you
I was
full
born-
Thai genetically? Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Everyone, yay!
Well-
we got a Filipino, we got a Chinese here, and then we got a Thai.
No,
Amazing.
Represent. Right?
Yes, you need to. So
yeah.
you moved when you were really young to Texas,
Correct.
correct?
Yeah.
And then you had a love of performing.
Yeah,
How
like
did that happen?
well, okay. So I was really like in Texas. You know, a lot of people are into sports and stuff. So and I was terrible at sports, and I was always kind of a late bloomer. So, you know, by the time, you know, my friend, we were like 17, 18, all my friends had gotten, you know, a little bigger and, you know, got a little hair on their chest and, you know, spoke with a deeper voice. I still looked like I was 13 or 14. So I was, you know, wore these really big glasses and, you know, had this chili bowl haircut, and I was just like, just a nerdy, geeky little Asian guy. And anyways, so I was really terrible at sports, and I had asked my mom if she'd allow me to go back to Thailand to take Muay Thai, because that's kind of, you know, a Thai thing, you know, Thai boxing. And she's like, no, I don't want you to get your face broken or anything like that, which, yeah, that probably would have happened, because I would have been, like, kind of the spoiled Thai kid from America. So, but anyways, so then I kind of gravitated towards singing and dance, because there happened to be a really good show choir at the high school that I went to.
Okay.
So our teacher, Mr. Sparks, taught us, you know, really simple step-touch choreography as well as tap and partnering work, and he also taught it, I think it was Fred Astaire, Dance Studios, so we got like more of a musical theater sort of background for the kids I went to that school, and we did musicals, and like when I was a teenager I started doing summer stock musicals, and I also worked at Disneyland in the Pocahontas show, and I was at Six Flags over Texas.
That's amazing. Yeah, you have the typical musical theater, like, because I also went to school for there, which you know. So every summer stock auditions, which is like the cattle call, the number on the chest.
Yeah.
And for musical theater, you have to learn like 15 8 counts. You go out in groups of 5.
Yeah.
So for you to be doing so much like that, you're like, I got this. Like, you clearly stood out.
You know, at that time they didn't write a lot of, you know, they didn't cast Asian people all that much, you know. So yeah, I had to kind of, you know, dance bigger, dance crazier or whatever, you know. And it helps if you know like how to do like back handsprings or back tucks and stuff. And it helps if you can sing too.
Yeah, it does. And then, so you are athletic in a way. Dance is a sport. Tumbling is a sport. So
I've been a little more athletic, you know, like years ago. Now I'm like more in front of the camera and saying words. But yeah, like especially when you do stunt work, because that's kind of eventually where I ended up. I was in several shows here on the Vegas Strip. I was in Splash, I was in Enter the Night, I was in Show in the Sky, and I was in Tournament of Kings, which is that jousting, sword fighting show that you eat dinner with your hands. And you know, the thing about doing a live stunt show is you have to get everything right the first time. There's no, and you know, there's times that things have happened, and when you're a live performer in theater, especially, they respect you more because you're able to respond to weird stuff that happens on stage, which happens all the time.
Exactly, show must go on.
You have to be ready to, you know, like there's been times that, you know, I'm in a number and then the other guy, you know, injures themselves in the middle of that number, and then I'm like, okay, we go backstage and the dance captain's like, hey, you're not in the next number, you gotta jump into it. And I'm like, okay. So I'd go put on their costume. Sometimes I wouldn't even, that's not even a number that I know. I just know that they do like a little solo or something, and I'll come in and do the solo, and then I'll leave.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, it's just being able to react on the spot, and, you know, even if you don't know what you're doing, you make it work.
You have to.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why I think theater training is really good, especially for actors, because you have to, you get how meticulous you have to go in a character background. Because if something like that were to happen, you would know what your character would do and would not do.
Sure.
Even when you go to film. So when was the moment you realized you wanted to go from like live performance to film?
That's okay. So what had happened was I was in the middle of getting an IT degree, and I was going to graduate. I graduated in 2009. And it's a management IT degree, so theoretically, I can manage an office full of computer geeks. It's management information systems, and I went to UNLV. But anyways, so I was ready to kind of retire and then just kind of, do the normal person thing. And then my ex-wife at the time she was into the acting thing, and people, when I was growing up, for some reason, people were always like, the two things that they said to me were, you have a good speaking voice. I don't know, I just kind of open my mouth and the sound kind of comes out. I don't really have a whole lot of say in the matter, so, but, thank you. And then the second thing they'd say would be like, you look like you should be or that you are an actor. And I'm like, oh my God, no, that's so hard. I would never be able to do that. And then so my ex-wife, who had the acting bug, kind of talked me into it. And she's like, well, I'm not telling you this because I like you or because, my husband or anything, but I'm telling you this because I genuinely think that you have the talent that you could be a really good actor. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And I went and actually took it seriously and went and took acting class, and that kind of, because for a long time there, I didn't really know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I just happened to have, I have an MC reel and I could speak on a microphone, but I didn't know, how to create characters and create funny moments or interesting moments that kind of last in people's memories. So I kind of took it to, a little more seriously. I got good pictures done, and then I just kind of started booking stuff.
Yeah, very, great look, essential look, and great for voiceover work. I'm pretty sure people probably told you that. Like, oh, you'd be fantastic.
I got a face for radios.
Yeah. But your goals are and who you are as a person, which is what you need in this industry.
Oh,
as
yeah.
you've
You get
seen.
rejection all the time.
Yeah, you meet a lot of interesting people, and you're like, hey, I'm me.
Right.
What's up?
Yeah.
But you get booked all the time. And so
That's
is
right.
that kind of when you decided to move from Vegas to LA?
Yeah, well, okay, I've moved back and forth from Vegas, to LA like a good 5 or 6 times ever since the 90s, so I've had kind of a love-hate relationship with LA, but yeah, it's, every time there's always been something else that I had to learn, or like this one interviewer once asked me, like, what is your greatest accomplishment that you, to date, that you feel, because you've been at Chippendale, you've been on cruise ships, you've been, in theme parks, you've done movies, you've done commercials, what is the best thing that you've ever done?
Yeah.
And I had to think about it for a while. I was like, okay, was it when I worked with this person, or was it when I traveled to this place, or was it when I was on this film set for this thing? And I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? I had to learn how to be the best version of myself that I could possibly be, which means that I had to learn how to take a joke, and I had to learn how to listen better, and I had to learn how to communicate better, and I had to learn how to not take things personally and just laugh, and in the end, like that whole journey, when you chip off all the edges and stuff, like, I'm just, I'm really grateful and happy for being who I am, and there was a long time where I totally hated myself, and I had to, rewire some things and fix some things in my head, but all in all, it's helped me to be at peace with who I am today, and yeah, I no longer seek other people's approval. I no longer, mind if people don't like me.
Yeah.
So it's a very,
Exactly.
it's a very, like, freeing, kind of liberating sort of feeling,
Yeah. 'Cause
You
once
don't
love
require
yourself-
anything anymore.
Exactly. You don't need validation.
Right.
Basically.
For a
And
long
this
time,
is
yeah.
an industry where people seek validation, but when
Correct.
you have it, that's when you thrive, because you love what you do enough that you're like, I'm doing it for
Yeah,
my passion,
Right.
not to seek something from other people.
right.
And that's the difference you see a lot with a
Yeah.
lot of people out
And
here.
it's kind of weird, because when you no longer seek it or anything, that's when people are like more,
Yeah.
attracted, and you get their attention more,
Yeah.
It's kind of of a weird
Blessing
thing.
and a curse.
Yeah.
Right. But you worked at Manila, you were in theater, you did all these things, and you're in film now. What is it like being an Asian male, especially starting back then before times have really changed? What is that like for you?
So being an Asian guy in the entertainment industry was it was kind of a blessing and a curse, because if you're good, then oftentimes you can get hired to, like, in a show, and you're kind of the token Asian person or whatever, right? So like being a dancer in Vegas, you know, it helps if you're tall, because a lot of times you have to match up with these tall showgirls that they're already like about 5'10", 6 feet already, and with heels they're even taller, so you have to be able to match up with them. To be a good dancer in like Los Angeles, you have to be good, but you have to be short, because they don't ever want you to be taller than the lead person, you know, and on tours and doing music videos, they don't ever want you to be taller than, you name it, like Janet Jackson or Madonna or whatever. They always want you to be shorter, so you don't steal focus. So, but anyways, you know, it's great, because I was always kind of the token Asian guy. You know, there was always like the Caucasian dudes and the Latino dudes and the black dudes, and I was one of the only Asian guys. So it was wonderful in that respect. Crossing over into TV and film, there's less parts written for us. There's more now. There's more now. But it took a long time to get to that point, and it took a long time to, you know, because I think a lot of writers kind of write what they know of, and maybe not a lot of them have Asian friends or whatever. But we're starting to see, I think we're starting, especially with, you know, the Oscars this last year, with Everything Everywhere All at Once, you know, we're starting to get, seen more, and there's, you know, more inclusivity as far as, you know, the different colors and whatnot on screen.
Yeah.
So,
And so we can, and it shows you don't have to just play the Asian role that
Right.
speaks in a native language.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be one in Barbie. I know the trailer just came out.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Simu.
Simu.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, representation. Like, when you see that, you know, when back then, like when I grew up with Barbie, there was never this talk of like, especially in Asian Ken, right? Maybe they'll eventually have like a Mulan masked Barbie eventually.
Maybe.
They did, but now it's, you know,
Yeah.
I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
They can play just like any other actor,
Mhm.
just so happens to be
Right.
Chinese, Filipino, Korean, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's amazing.
I think it's nice, you know, especially, you know, being a kid, and when you look up on the screen and you see somebody else that looks like you, and you're like, oh, well, okay. And then
Yeah,
I'm seeing it more and more nowadays, and
Yeah.
it's taken a while.
it has.
So
But we're at the right time
I think so.
in our careers. We're like, see, now we're here.
I've been getting a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I think after, because I've been going gray since my 30s. And I remember being, you know, on tour and coloring my hair dark in the hotel room before the show. I would, you know, be coloring my hair dark, but then like I decided, you know what, I think I'm gonna go light and then just do it all silver. And so I
Yeah.
did, and then I started getting, you know, I used to be like the gangster or the drug dealer or the rapist. And nowadays I'm getting more seen for the boss or of the henchman, or
Yeah.
like even, you know, lead roles now.
Yeah.
So I'm really
Moving
happy
on up in
about
the
that.
gang.
I'm trying to, yeah.
But no, it's a great look. You pull it off very, very well, and it just fits you.
thanks.
Like, because I want to touch base. Everyone knows Mandalorian. Everyone knows Bullet Train. How I noticed Paul was as I was watching Bullet Train, I was like, there's no way there has to be another guy with the same length hair, you know, the silver gray
We
with
all
the
look
vibe.
alike.
And I was like, that can't be. I was like, I don't want to embarrass myself, right? And be like, is that you? Be that person. Like, I think I saw you on TV. But then he posted something, and I was like, what? That was a big deal, because you got some camera time. Yeah, no?
That doesn't count in LA
It
because
doesn't,
I don't
but
have any lines.
it counted when I was like,
Oh, thank
that's
you.
Paul Gunn. Because that was a big deal, though. You know, you
I-
worked alongside some pretty big actors.
Yeah, so Brad, so Mr. Pitt was not there the day that I was there, the days, what's his name, Aaron Taylor Johnson was. And,
Yeah.
he didn't talk to us, but very, very on it, like every time he came out with a different line and stuff. It was really interesting to watch him work and stuff, and come up with like different responses to what our leader was saying to him and stuff, so.
Yeah.
It's,
But it's a lot of fun. I know a lot of people talk down on people who do small things like that, but you're
Yeah.
going to learn a lot from sitting and observing and just watching how different people operate sets, whether it be crew, other actors, no matter how big they are, you just sit there and you watch.
And you just be quiet and just pay
Yeah,
attention.
which a lot of people don't know how to do, but a lot of it in film is just listening and following directions.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah. It's just like, time on a film set is very expensive. It's hard to go through, repeat the same information over and over again to people. You got to be able to get it the first time.
Yeah, there's
know.
hundreds of people
Right.
on this set. And you're already there for 12, 16 hours a day, and we're like,
Yeah.
we don't have time for
We
this.
can't go over, this is redundant information, it's in the email, just read the email.
Exactly,
So,
honestly. So what are you working on now that people, or have, because a lot of times you can't really talk about things under wraps, but maybe are about to premiere, or you have something coming out, or something people can go watch?
So, Devil's Night should be coming out at some point. I've worked with the Mahal brothers several times, and they've always been really great to me, and they're local here in town, and they've been doing a lot of production work. And so Devil's Night I have a part in, as well as, I worked with Kevin Sorbo in, it's called Alien Storm, and it's another Mahal brothers film. So that's currently in post-production. I filmed a kind of a proof of concept, and what is I kind of play, I could be possibly a demigod or an angel or a demon, depending on which route they decide to go. So, but it's called Lucille, and it's the person that's writing it also happens to be like a really good film editor. So there's going to be like all these really cool special effects in it. So I'm really happy
that's
about
amazing.
that. And then we just did a movie called 2 or 3 days ago called Desert Fiends. Sean C. Phillips is the director on that, and we play Joe, Anna Heckman, who's my girl, and I play like a couple of these 80s concert goers that sneak up on stage, and then we sing a really bad song, and then we start dancing to like this 80s mix, and then we get chased off by the security people. But it's kind of a funny moment in this horror film. But,
The comic relief.
Yeah. So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So do you primarily work with a lot of agents? Like, because I know everyone's different. Sometimes agents really are great for some people, and some freelancing is working more in their favor. How would you say that for advice or for maybe some aspiring actors?
That's like well, first off, like everybody in LA is either looking for an agent or they're looking for a new agent. There's a lot of people that just seem to not be happy with their agents. I don't know. I've been happy with mine personally. Hi, Eddie. It's the Culbertson Group out of LA. They've been really good to me and have submitted me for work. I mean, I just turned down an Asylum film because I was already booked on something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's been great for me. But I think it's everybody's kind of on an individual thing, and I think like if you're wanting to seek an agent, just make sure, like especially if they're an LA agent, like they're so used to working with people that are prepackaged and ready to go. They don't have time to hold your hand and explain things to you. So it's like when you go to talk to an LA agent, you got to say, hi, my name is, and here's my IMDb, here's my website, here's my LA casting, here's my Frontier casting, here's my Actors Access. There's you gotta go in fully loaded, ready to go, and know what you're doing, because a lot of times they work with people that have been in it for a very long time. Or you can start off in the smaller cities and then just work your way up and do some production work. It's great to be behind the like I learned so much doing on the production side of things, and how certain people kind of tend to behave and stuff.
Right.
But it's very enlightening.
For sure. Yeah,
And
Paul and I actually
you learn
met.
now what to do. So
Yeah, Paul and I actually met on a
dysfunctional stuff.
very horrific, traumatic. I still suffer from PTSD, but it brought us together.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, here we are. We survived. So it was absolutely amazing. But a lot of people, a lot of actors never know where to start. But my word of advice is always kind of what you say. One, become prepared, learn, and then just. Everyone's different though, so what works for you might not work for them.
Sure.
Me, vice versa. We're all marketed differently.
Yeah.
finding an agent that believes in you enough. That's also a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and some cities work for some people and some cities don't. Like
Right.
some people, like New York and LA, completely different ballpark.
Yeah.
West and East Coast, completely different. So the next and last question I want to ask, because this is something that I ask all of my guests because it kind of sums up the person as a whole. Is there a philosophy that you live by?
Okay, so for a very long time I used to be kind of insecure, and I used to like be loud and stuff and brash and whatever. But nowadays I find that I just I concentrate on doing the best work and doing my work and doing the craft, and I just allow it to speak for myself these days. I think that if you just concentrate on your work, everything that you're searching for will come and find you.
Yes, I love that. I love genuine, humble, hardworking Asian persuasion 101.
Yeah, and thank you. And it's just it's been a journey for me too as well, because there's a lot of qualities that I needed to address, and I don't know,
That's everyone though.
But yeah.
It's what you take with that and how you go forward.
Right, yeah.
And it's amazing. You took it in a great positive way, and we're here, and you got a lot to talk about, and you're thriving, and it's working out. So that's the best thing. You're out here, you're working, you're doing what you want to do, and you're proud of it.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing, and you're authentic. So
And
thank you so
likewise.
much. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on all
Thank you. Thank you. So Paul Gunn, everyone, please tell them where they can find you, connect with you.
Okay, so on Instagram and Twitter, I'm at Paul Gunn Actor, all one word, and Gunn is with two N's, like my last name. And on TikTok, although I'm not really that, anyways, I'm not on there all the time, but that's the Gunman, with, once again, all one word, two N's on Gunn. So, and I'm on Facebook as well, and thank you very much for watching, and thanks for having me.
Yes,
today.
of course. Thank you so much taking your time out while you're in Vegas to come sit here on the hot seat. So amazing, 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 genuine guy, genuine energy, authentic, everything that we love here on the hot seat. So make sure you don't go anywhere because the show is still running.
Hello, everyone. Joseph Skoda with social media shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, social media shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, social media shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Trying to buy a home these days is tough. We know. We hear it every day. Home inventory is at an all-time low. It's a seller's market, and cash buyers have the advantage. Recently, cash buyers made up more than a quarter of all home purchases. So, how do you compete with cash buyers and win? By becoming a cash buyer yourself. How do you do that? With New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program. Here's how it works. Buyer Accepted LLC, an affiliated company of New American Funding, will buy your new home with cash.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat. I am your host Priscilla Moy, and you are watching your favorite show that airs every Wednesday here on Social Media Shows Network. So that is going to be it for today's guests. Unfortunately, our last one didn't show up, but it ended up just being me and two other Asian people in the entertainment world, which I love. I've been trying to get more AAPI representation here on the Hot Seat. You know, finding them, connecting with them. Obviously, everyone knows that you connect with people that go through some of the same struggles as you and kind of were raised in the same way. So it's a different way to market and you showcase the audience, kind of give them a feel of what it's like being, you know, as an Asian man in theater, in entertainment, in film, and then as an Asian female singer and radio broadcaster. You know, we kind of all have those same things where we're seen by the industry as a certain way, we should act a certain way. Obviously, some of us get luckier than others, but as you heard Michaela talk about, being opinionated, being very strong in your opinions and your views and your beliefs, so it kind of isn't always the most favored thing, but we're still going to do it, we're still going to thrive, and I think that's what's important, because we should all stay true to ourselves, not just certain people of certain colors or backgrounds or anything like that. So I'm always pro you. Whoever you are, I would love to meet you, have you on the show, and I value and respect people who are genuinely them and are doing things for themselves because they like to do it, not because someone else tells them. And just be you. Be genuinely you. Do it and stay in your lane. Focus on you. Just be like what Paul said, you know, love yourself, be true to yourself, and just kind of do you. Not worry about what anyone else is doing, just be yourself. And that's kind of what we preach here at the Hot Seat. So, if you ever want to be sitting here, we are taking submissions. Please always remember and write this down. Grab your pen, grab your paper, grab your little phone, whatever you use to jot things down. admin@socialmediashows.com. That is the email to submit your bio, your photos, anything you want them to know to our production team who books for this show. I am solely the host of The Hot Seat, which is the best show on the network, but you know, whatever. But we are getting bigger, we are expanding. If you do get a DM from me, I do some scouting on my spare time through my Instagram just to kind of expand our reach, get new talent in here. We want big, we want better, we want stories. I love a good story and I love a great personality and someone who is genuine, who's got their own style, that's going to sit here and walk their talk. You know, they don't just do this, but they got something to show for it. You can go see them performing, singing, acting, have a business, I don't know, all of that. We don't only have actors and singers on here. We do have dancers, we do have acrobats, we do have politicians, we have entrepreneurs, business owners, producers, in front of the camera, behind the camera, anything that you do, we support you. It does not have to be in my line of work. You don't have to be a model, you don't have to be an actor. You can be here. If you have something that you want to show off and market, or just market yourself because you are a bad bee, then you are welcome to sit here and we'd love to get to know you. So, once again, this is the Hot Seat with Priscilla. We are here showcasing all of Las Vegas and what it has to offer because we are the best city in the United States of America because we are different, we are opportunists, and we accept everybody in our city. So make sure to always watch, like, share, subscribe to Social Media Shows Network, and tell everyone about the Hot Seat and everyone about me, obviously. I'm just kidding. Not really, but yeah. But anyway, I will see you guys next Wednesday. We are here in the same spot, 3 p.m. Pacific time. So never forget it. Never forget this face. And always just at least look forward to my outfit. No one ever knows what I'm going to do. So, like, the shock factor every time. But I will see you guys next week on the Hot Seat. I am Priscilla Moy, model, actress, host, and I will see you guys next week.